Well, hello, I am the Godless Engineer, and today we are talking about Hammy Boy, Ken Ham. Ken Ham has said something really stupid on Twitter, as you can see. In case you might be blind or you just want to hear me read it, new Cosmos TV series shown in public schools uses tax dollars to basically tells students to worship the stars, imposing atheism on students. Now, I can't really fault him for the grammar there. Basically tells students, uses tax dollars to basically tell students to worship the stars. What I can fault him for, though, is the fact that Cosmos doesn't fucking do that. Cosmos is a purely scientific TV show. Like, it teaches you science. Now, granted, science in its purest form, like actual fucking science, not the bullshit that Ken Ham likes to spout off, but actual fucking science, is pretty anti-religion. I mean, at least it's Ken Ham fucking crazy-ass creationist type of religion. Because as you know, Ken Ham likes to preach the kind of religion that says that man and dinosaur walk together, and the reason why we don't have dinosaurs anymore is because we hunted them to extinction. To this fucking man right here, the T-Rex, when he was originally created, and I say that very sarcastically, created, he was eating nuts, berries, fruits, and plants, and he still had sharp fucking teeth. Why do you have sharp fucking teeth, you might be asking yourself? Well, Kenny Boy Ham there, that looks like an ape himself, has an answer for that. Oh, yes, he does. His answer is fruit bats. Yeah, fruit bats, because apparently fruit bats have sharp teeth. Of course they do. They have sharp teeth to eat fruit, so therefore T-Rexes had to have sharp teeth in order to eat fruit. I mean, it just makes logical, scientific fucking sense, right? Of course it doesn't, but don't try telling Ken Ham that. He'll just tell you that you're just trying to deny God in order to sin, because, you know, he sucked on that Ray Comfort banana cock for way too long. But now he's stretching farther than Mr. Fantastic, hyped up on some PCP, methamphetamines, and cocaine. And he's reaching so far as to say that it's imposing atheism on students. Now, Cosmos is a fucking secular TV show. Like, it has nothing at all to do with Christianity. But, of course, if you've seen my Cosmos Christians video, which I'll have linked up here, you know, you'll see that apparently some Christians have a problem with the way that Cosmos was originally presented. A lot of people thought that, you know, Neil deGrasse Tyson was basically pulling shit out of his ass, and he called him on the scientific or atheistic version of the God of the Gaps by bringing up panspermia, or, you know, this whole idea that maybe life was brought here, you know, via a comet, and it was disseminated on the Earth somehow. He said that that is possibly what could have happened, but yet we don't fucking know. Although, that guy with all the girls on his shirt that landed on that comet way out there, you know, that research team actually figured out that there was some living particles, or not living, sorry, some organic material and whatnot, that could survive on top of the comet. So it's quite possible that panspermia could have happened as far as to seed life on the Earth. It could have happened. We're that much closer to figuring out if that is actually what happened. But the important part is that Cosmos doesn't fucking say that. They were very specific in what they said, and they did not say it. Now, basically, Ken Ham here is trying to turn the tables, if you will, on the secular community, on the scientific community, because, we're starting to bitch a lot more about creation being pushed into the classroom, into the science classroom. We're starting to push back on the Bible being pushed into our classrooms. And we're starting to be like, hey, you know what? Don't fucking do that. We don't want our kids exposed to this. If we want our kids to learn about Jesus and the creation of the earth and whatnot, as far as you fucking know, we'll send them to church. Because guess what? That's why fucking church exists. But that's why church exists, is to teach that kind of stuff. That kind of stuff does not belong in a public school system. It just doesn't. Mainly because of the First Amendment, that separation of, church and state and that silly shit like that. That shit that we fled from Europe in order to get away from so that we could all practice religion in the way that we want to. And now it's evolved into the fact that we don't want to practice any fucking religion at all. But guess what? That makes you so fucking uncomfortable that you have to go to such fucking lengths to turn this shit around on us that you're going to say that a science TV show is trying to push atheism on students. Ken Ham, please point out the time code and episode in the Cosmos series where Neil deGrasse Tyson stands up there and says, God is dead. You hear me? God's dead. He never existed, and he can't die because he never existed, so boom! You like my tie? So, Kenny boy, up in Kentucky, you already have some legislation that's going through so that you can continue to discriminate, with your hiring practices. And you've also got a governor that's pandering to your ARC encounter and giving you these tax incentives that are eventually going to run Kentucky right into the financial hellhole that you're also trying to claw your way out of. And, so I think that I would just be happy that people are just throwing money your way so that you can build that fucking ark, that fucking boat that's landlocked, that can't even float, that's built up on stilts, that's built with tools and technology that Noah didn't have, but yet it's supposedly to scale and exactly what Noah would have built. And all of the advertisements have fucking cranes and massive teams of people that are building this shit that looks way more involved than just one fucking old guy and his family. Just be happy that you're getting to do that. Instead of trying to turn the tables on the secular portions of America that are trying to keep the Bible out of public schools, trying to uphold the separation of church and state, and failing so fucking horribly at it. Hello, and thank you for joining me today for this video. If you will, go up top or down below for these other videos that you might find interesting. Don't forget to subscribe if this is your first time here, and also be sure to crush that like button before you head on out. If you would like to subscribe, go ahead and hit my ugly face.